Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another session of Tony Talks. Right here on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. All at on Tony 215. Today is Saturday. It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. It's finally warm, hopefully, because you know how Atlanta does. Today it'll be warm and tomorrow it'll be snowing. Yeah, it happens like that here. But since it's a beautiful day, I decided, hey, you know what? Why not enjoy it? Why not go outside? But honestly, today on Tony Talks, what I wanted to talk about, freedom and fear. You know, the two F's. But no, seriously, two F's. Freedom and fear. You know, these are two things that I have been fighting for and against for the past 5 years. You know, I worked for corporate America for, a number of years. Dedicated my entire self, to corporate America. And corporate America's not loyal. They're not loyal. There's no loyalty in corporate America anymore. And I just don't want to dedicate my life. I don't want to dedicate myself to something that when they get tired of me or when they get into a pinch, they get rid of me. But, throughout the whole course of me working for them, they want me to sacrifice. They want me to work hard. They want me to, dig down deep and motivate myself, But when they get in the pinch, it's like, yeah, we got to get rid of them, And I just don't want to dedicate myself to that, And for years, I stayed on a job that I hated. I made great money, but I hated the job. And you know why I stayed on that job for all those years? Because of fear. Because I was afraid. I was afraid to let the job go. I was afraid to venture out and do something different. And do something different with myself. I'm not a dumb guy. I'm a pretty smart guy. I didn't go down the same path that maybe everyone else has gone down. But I've done pretty well. And I was afraid to believe in myself, to believe in what I know. I was afraid. I spent so many years afraid. And I understand why I was afraid. I was afraid because of, the things my grandmother told me, the way she described life, the way she thought about people. Even down to religion, God. It was just always fear, and at some point in time in our life, we gotta let the fear go. Because what are we afraid of? What are we afraid of? All we gotta do is ask God for help, ask God for what it is that we are seeking. Not saying you're gonna get it right away. Not saying you're gonna get it instantly, but you keep asking for it. You keep, believing that it's gonna come and keep putting those words and that energy out into the universe. Yes, it's gonna manifest itself at some point in time. Maybe it could be, it's something that God has to prepare you for first before you get it. But I was always afraid, and fear has taken away so many opportunities for me. fear has taken away so many things that I probably could have done. You know, fear. At some point in time in your life, you gotta let the fear go. You know, you cannot move forward if you're afraid. When it comes to freedom, you know, freedom is something that you have to sacrifice for. Oh yes, there's a sacrifice for freedom. You know, I am more free now than I've ever been in my whole entire life. But I had to give up a whole lot of things to be free. You know, to be free, I had to give up my car. To be free, I had to give up my houses. To be free, I had to let go of the high-paying jobs. To be free, I had to let go of a lot of materialistic luxuries. But I can tell you, man, I am so much happier. I have less, but I'm so much happier. Now, I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. And I'm gonna be those things. But I think that I will continue to live with less materialistic things, you know, now that I see that I can live without those things. You know, before I didn't think I could ever live without a car. I didn't think I could ever live, you know, without a house and, you know, expensive furniture and all that great stuff. And all those things are fine. All those things are great. If you have those things, that's awesome. That's awesome. You are blessed. Wonderfully for you. And that may fit your lifestyle. That may fit you. But, you know, I want to be free because, you know, the car, the house, you know, the furniture, the clothes, all those things cost money. And well, if you ain't rich, you gotta work really hard. You gotta work really hard, and you gotta work a lot of hours. And I just don't see, you know, people that have all these nice things, like, how do they enjoy them? How do you enjoy all these things when you're having to work? You know, I was watching a lady on YouTube. She has a travel show, and she does it on her spare time. And I noticed that everywhere she goes, she has to stop and do work. And I thought, like, you're on vacation and you're still doing work. You know, you're at home and you're still doing work. We work too much. People need to slow down, chill out, and enjoy life. That's something that I'm definitely practicing now. But you know, there's a price to pay for freedom. Freedom will cost you. It will cost you a lot of things, but man, there's nothing like your freedom. There's nothing like having your freedom. So, you know, for a long time I wanted to go into business for myself, and I was afraid, you know. I was afraid to give up my job. I was afraid to walk away. I was afraid of the sacrifice that I was gonna have to make. I was just afraid. I was always fearful. You know, one day, you know, I used to pray, God, please give me my freedom. Lord, please make a way where I can do my own thing. And then one day, you know, not too long after that, my job was taken away from me, and I had that freedom. I had that freedom. I didn't understand the freedom at the time, but I understand what freedom is, you know. But I was afraid, you know. One day after I lost my job, I was put in a situation where I had to do something. You know, I knew I didn't want to go back to work for corporate America, so I had really no other choice but to start my own business. I had the money, and that's what I did, and I did a good job. I did a good job of it, an exceptional job. So that goes to prove that there was nothing to fear. Now, did I fail? Yeah, I mean, still not in the business, but you know, did I fail? Yeah, I did. You know, I failed 2 times. At a food truck, I failed at that. And I don't say fail in a bad way, meaning it just didn't work. But there was nothing to fear. There was really nothing to fear. You know, I did it. I gave it my best. I gave it my all. And now I know it's not for me. Now I know it's not for me. Yeah, it depleted all my life savings, and it put me in a really bad spot, really bad position, but that's what God is for. That's what God is for. That's why God is here, you know. He's here to help us out of these holes that we're in, you know. And it may take a while. It may take a while. You know, you may be in that hole for 5 years. Be in it for 10. But you gotta trust, and you gotta believe, and you gotta pray and hope and keep it moving, and know that God is gonna give you exactly what you prayed for. And you know, now, you know, after that I prayed, I said, oh Lord, I want a second chance. I don't want another opportunity. And so God has given me another opportunity. So there's nothing to fear. Fear is just a false illusion of a bad perception stemming from something that you probably experienced before, or you saw somebody else experience. But it doesn't have to be your experience. And so you'll probably ask me, well, Tony, how do you become free? How do you get your freedom? You get your freedom by giving up some things that you have. You might give up your job and take a lower paying job that requires less stress. Of course, will pay you less, but I can assure you, you'll probably be a lot happier. You know, a lot of people turn to Uber. You know, they do Uber. Lessen your bills. You know, give up some of those bills. You know, instead of getting into those expensive cell phone contracts, do prepaid. You know, stop going out so much. Stop buying all those clothes, all those expensive shoes. Just, you know, get out of the car payment. You know, buy you a little piece of car to get you from point A to point B, because at the end of the day, that's the whole point, whole purpose. And you know, maybe you might have to give up the house. Maybe you might have to give up the condo, give up the apartment, move into a 1-bedroom. You know, you might have to just rent a room, but at least you'll be left with money in your pocket, and you'll be able to do more of the things that you enjoy. And I think your quality of life will go up. But I mean, if you can afford those things, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not speaking against that, but just saying, you know, those of you that want freedom, that want to be free, those are the sacrifices that you're gonna have to make in order to be free, unless you're just filthy rich or you won the lotto. But there is a price to pay for freedom. So just remember that.